Hi everybody, how are you all? I'm Miss Penny from Marengo-Union Library. How are you all again? I said that twice. Did anybody else catch that? Yeah, that's okay. It's okay to be goofy and say things 2 times. I could say it 3 times. How are you all? It has been so long. It's been a whole month since I got to see you all, or you got to see me, I should say. We are here to do another craft. Are you ready? I did not hear you. Are you ready? Yay! Let's get started then. Okay, first thing, we're gonna be painting. So you know what that means? Yes, go put on some clothes that are okay to get dirty or wear a smock. Also, maybe you're a big person or you can help your big person put something on the table to cover it up, or you could do what I'm doing, or you could do both. I'm using these special trays. This is a cool tray because I can use it and I can get it dirty and then I can go wash it when I'm finished. And it doesn't get the table dirty because it gets the tray dirty instead. So you do whatever you think is the best for you, okay? So you need that. You need a little cup of water. So I have water here. We're gonna be using water paint. Has anybody ever used watercolor paint before? A couple of you, good. Okay, so you kind of know what this is. This is a special kind of paint like this. It's called watercolor paints. It comes in this cool little tray. Not all watercolor paints come like this, but the ones that we're using does. All right, comes in this cool little tray. And what it does, what you do, is in order for it to work, you have to get these wet with watercolor paint. All right, that's what we're going to be using today. If you don't have this kind of paint, that's okay, because in your kit, you are going to get one. So everybody's going to get a watercolor paint to use. All right, there should be a paintbrush in each of the little kits too. That's the really neat thing about this too. All right, so you'll need a paintbrush, a little cup of water, your watercolor paints, this piece of paper. If you have more white paper at home that you want to use to make more of this, go for it. And, well, your directions. We are doing something called crumpled art. So fun. What's so fun about this? Oh, you also need a pair of scissors. These are big scissors because I'm a big person. You might want to use some little scissors for your little hands, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this paper into a few different pieces. So we're going to cut. You can cut it into different shapes if you want. You can keep it in rectangles. You can keep it in squares. You can cut it into circles or triangles or a star. You can cut your paper into whatever shapes you want. You can keep them bigger. You can make them smaller. This is so neat. You can pretty much do whatever you want. I folded this one in half and I'm actually going to make circles. I'm just cutting my circle. You can always trace a circle, or your big person can maybe help you trace a circle. You could trace your hand and cut your hand out and make a hand shape. How cool would that be? So I have 2 circles. I have a square. I have a rectangle. I'm going to turn one of my squares into a triangle. Let's do it. It's going to actually be 2 triangles because I'm cutting it in half. See? Whoa, I have all these pieces of paper to use now. And then I have this, which I'm going to end up throwing away because it's not really enough to save for anything and it's not really enough to do anything with. Some people might disagree with me, but I'm going to throw it away. Shh. Okay, so I have all these pieces of paper. Look, I have a rectangle, I have a square, I have 2 triangles, and I have 2 circles. How fun. What are we gonna do with it? I just cut some cool shapes. We're gonna crumple it up. Crumple, crumple, crumple. Yep, I'll take each piece, each of your shapes, and just crumple it. I know this might be hard for some of you because you might think you're ruining your pictures, but you're actually gonna make something with these, okay? So it's okay to crumple them. We're not gonna keep them crumpled, we're not throwing them away, we're gonna make something. So I have all these, they almost look like snowballs. Whoa. So anyway, it's not time for snow yet. Okay, that's it, now I have all these crumples. Now I don't even know what shape I'm gonna pick first. So I'm just gonna take one of my crumples. I'm gonna take my paintbrush, wet it, because remember, we have to get these colors wet in order for them to work, right? I wanna pick a color that I'm gonna paint the whole outside of my crumple, all right? I actually really like the color purple, so I'm gonna use purple. I'm gonna get it really wet. That's how these paints work. This purple in this tray keeps coming out of my tray, making it a little tricky. So now I'm taking my purple and I'm painting the whole outside of my paper and keep getting it wet. Make sure it keeps working. Keep wetting, putting it on there, painting. Wet, color, paint. All until it's covered purple. Keep going, work with me. What color did you guys choose? Ooh, somebody chose blue? I love it. I like blue too. The thing with colors for me is I like all colors, so I can't really say I have a favorite because I actually don't. I like all colors. I truly do. So when somebody comes up to me and they say, what's your favorite color? It's a really hard question for Miss Penny to answer because I don't have a favorite. I like them all. So if you were to ask me that, I would sit and think for a really long time because to come up with one answer is really tricky. Is it like that for any of you guys, or do you all have favorites? Oh, a lot of you have favorites. That's okay too. Yeah. I know my kids have favorites, so that's okay. I mean, and it's okay anyway. All right, so my whole paper, I covered the whole outside. Look, I covered it all purple. See? Now I'm gonna take my paper and I'm gonna open it very carefully. Maybe your big person can help you, okay? I'm gonna open my paper. Look, you can see where there's some purple, but there's a lot of white left. So you know what I have to do? Crumple it back up. Crumple it back up, everybody. And now I'm gonna pick a different color and I'm gonna paint it again. This time I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna go with the blue. Why not? Blue this time. Ooh, the blue's bright in this pack. Okay, so now that I did everything in purple, now I'm gonna do everything blue. So while I'm painting mine, you paint yours too. What color are you doing next? I know some of you already did the blue, so are you gonna do another color? And you know what? If you wanna stick to just one color, that's fine too. You don't have to do many colors like I am. Also, you can do one color, you can do two colors, you can do three colors, you can do four colors, you can do as many colors as you can fit onto this paper. So at some point, your paper might be too soggy to add, or it might already be too colorful to add. So you may not be able to do a bunch, but see, here's the thing. Look at all these other ones that we have. Oh, you know what I wasn't even paying attention to? Did anybody notice what shape I had? I was not paying attention at all. I actually unfolded it and didn't even pay attention. Okay, I'm done with the blue. Let's unfold it. Ready? Very careful because we don't want to rip it. Unfolding the blue, and look at, now I have two colors, blue and purple. It's like a tie-dye piece of paper. It's the rectangle. I chose the rectangle. I'm gonna add one more color, I think. So I'm gonna crumple it back up. That's right, some of you already knew what I was gonna do. I'm gonna crumple it back up, and I'm gonna use, ooh, what color, guys? What color? Shout a color out. What color should I use? I'm thinking either green or orange or yellow. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna close my eyes, and whatever color my paintbrush lands on, that's what I'm gonna use, okay? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Guys, it landed on nothing, look. It landed off. Okay, I have to try it again. Ready? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It did not land on a color, but it landed in front of the orange, so I'm going with orange. If you close your eyes and do something, it's hard. Ooh, the orange actually looks very yellowy, so I guess it's almost like I got yellow and orange. Okay, did you guys do a third color? If so, what color did you do? Red? Ooh, I like red too. That was gonna be another one of my choices. I could just keep going and make it a whole rainbow. But if I do that, I could be standing here on video in front of you for like hours. Because here's the thing. I'm only doing one paper right now, and I have like, what, 5 more to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I cannot do all 5. You guys would be so bored, wouldn't you? You could do your own 5 and maybe not be so bored because you're working, but I think if you watched me doing it, you would be like, Miss Penny, we don't want to just watch you paint. Oh my goodness, we want to get up and jump and dance and move. So I'm just going to finish this one, and then you'll know what to do when it's your turn to do your craft. Unless you're doing it with me anyway, then you already know what to do. Now, when your paint stops getting on your paintbrush, and you'll know because it won't show up on your paper, that means you have to dip it in the water, okay? I've had to do that a couple times. I am done with my orange, which kind of looks yellowy. Look, can you see that? Doesn't that look kind of yellowy? All right, I'm gonna open it up very carefully. My paper's getting very soggy. Look it, it's so pretty. I really like this. There is Miss Penny's first piece of paper. What does yours look like? You guys did an amazing job. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna put this piece of paper on this second tray. I have 2 trays here. One for my painting and one to put it here to dry. Then you can work on your other ones, or you can go run. Don't run in the house if your parents say no running in the house. Please do walking, okay? But maybe go do something if you want, or finish painting the rest of your papers. And then once they're dry, you can decide, do you want to use these to make an art project? You could totally make anything out of these. Or do you want to save these and use them to draw and write on? Because you can do that, okay? Once they're dry, you can use this just like a regular piece of paper. You could write a little note and give it to someone. You could send it to someone in the mail. You made your very own paper to write a note with. How cute. Okay, so that's what you can do with that. So that's it, guys. And when you're finished with this project, can you please help your big person clean everything up? Very carefully put your scissors where they belong. Put the water, pour that down the sink where it belongs very carefully, and rinse out the cup. Rinse off your paintbrush. You don't want to leave the paint on the paintbrush, okay? And then you should be able to, actually, if you have a paper towel, you can kind of pat these dry a little bit. Kind of keeps it looking a little nicer. Then you can put your paintbrush right back into there, close this up, and then you have a new paint to use anytime until it runs out. But it lasts a long time. That's the great thing about it. It'll dry up, and then you can wet it down again when you want to use it again. So there you go. You guys, this is going to be a great project. Just make sure you clean up, wash your hands. Mine are a little painty, but this is washable. No problem. Have so much fun, everybody, and I'll see you for our next craft. Bye.